Hello, welcome back on my channel. Thank you so much for joining me again for another TBR game. Today might be the last one in this setting. Maybe we are going to have one more at the end of June, because at the end of July I'm going to have to be out of this home, so the setting will be gone. Anyways, because I have to be out of this home, I'm really trying to focus on physical books for my TBR this month, so I can hopefully get a few more out. My pile of books that I really need to get in somehow is quite small comparably. We have a Once Upon a Bookclub book, we have an arc that I received that I have to review, and then we have 3 traveling book project books where we have this group on Goodreads, and we send each other books, we annotate and then pass it on, so it feels like you're reading it together. Over here is the amount of books that I have that are physical arcs that I might want to choose from. Let's get into the game. Quick info how it works. I have ducks. These ducks have a color on the bottom. The color determines a category or genre. We have red for contemporary, purple for historical fiction. We have a black for sci-fi ethnofuturism. Then we have a green for arcs. We have orange for fantasy. Last but not least, we have yellow for out of my comfort zone, which is horror, nonfiction, love stories. Once I have picked a category, I'm going to pick a prompt from these beautiful cards that my friend Addie drew for me. And then we're going to try and match a category with a prompt and pick a book. The colors also determine my punishments, and so if I, for example, have 3 books in the color orange, I have to read all 3 to complete the color orange, and if I do not complete a color, I am going to have to do a punishment that is out in the world. If you want to know more about the punishments, go watch my punishment videos. I'm going to link a playlist somewhere. I have to pick at least 5 books and a maximum of open end. This game is over as soon as I have at least 5 books and 2 greens. So I also have potentially 5 books that I would want to read for book clubs, but these are only if I can get them on the pile, because they would not be physical books, and we are really prioritizing physical books. All right, pick number 1. Let's go. I don't know which color you are, so I'm gonna pick you. And the first pick is yellow. We're starting with out of my comfort zone. Yay. Let's pick one. We have buzzword of the month. Let's check what Books in Lala's buzzword of the month is, and that's what we're going to go with. A book with all in the title. Okay, we should be able to find something with all. They're not out of my comfort zone really. I'm going on Goodreads. All the Stars and Tea. I have unhauled that. All of His Villains. It's not a physical book though, and it's definitely not out of my comfort zone. Yeah, I only have that. Okay, so we have 2 left. I found one more arc while I was looking, and I cannot find the second one that I had figured out, and I'm wondering if I think I actually have this as an audiobook, so not a physical book. So this is the only physical book that I have that has all in the title, and it's Creative Confidence, Unleashing the Creative Potential Within Us All. And this is a nonfiction book, so it would be considered technically out of my comfort zone, and it's very timely because I'm currently doing a course with IDEO, and this book is written by one of the founders of IDEO and another person. But yeah, I think that this is actually really timely and a good decision to put that on my list for this one. All right, pick number 2. Let's go with you. And we have orange, fantasy. Let's see what is the prompt we have to do. A Friend's 5 stars. All right. So let's first check if the Stone Sky or if one of the N.K. Jemisin is a Friend's 5 stars. I think if I'm stretching it, I could say that one of the N.K. Jemisin is a 5-star for one of my friends. But I think I'm going to go with one of these because both of them were recommended to me in my 22 and 22. So I am just twisting this, saying that if you want me to read it as bad that it is the one book that you are telling me to read in 22, then it needs to be a 5-star. And I have both of these on my list, and for this I would also then complete another challenge. I would read a physical book, challenge completed. And with this one I would actually also progress in a series, which is something that I really would love to do. Between those two, let's go with Girls of Storm and Shadow because it's ticking off even one more box. Pick number 3. Let's go with you. And we have another fantasy. Did I just pick the same freaking duck? And we are doing From Your Wish List. My wish list literally means that I don't own it yet, and I'm contemplating if I want to stretch my rules and just kick this out for this month, because from my wish list means I'm buying a book, and I really don't want to do that. Let's see if I have... We could pick something from one of my book clubs that I would like to get to, or a 22 and 22, or completing a series. So we are choosing from 3 books that I would be able to complete a series with. And these 3 books are The Faithless Talk from The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen. It's the second and last one. Then we have The Theft of Sunlight, which is The Dauntless Path. I feel like I have seen 3 books in this one though. Let's double check. Yeah, there are 3 books. So it's either the Merciful Crow series or the Caraval series, which I, for some reason, have put off reading the finale, like literally finale. Potentially because I'm not in the mood anymore, necessarily. Let's go with The Faithless Talk. I remember enjoying that series, but not like loving it, but enjoying it enough to wanting to complete it. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to be one of the books that I might not get to. So let's pick number 4. Sci-fi ethnofuturism. Alright, so sci-fi ethnofuturism, what are we gonna do? Super hyped for it. Yeah, okay. For super hyped for it, I actually have more that I'm super hyped for. Do I want to go with... So, let's put it this way. I'm going to attempt to put this one, if I can't find another one. For this, I have something else. Okay, I have way too many that I'm super hyped for, especially in the sci-fi ethnofuturism. So, just to name one. So, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to choose The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin, and if I am switching at a later stage, I'm going to pick the physically biggest book that I own to replace this, because that's my goal this month. All right, pick number 5, and with that we have the minimum amount. We haven't picked green yet, so let's see how many picks we're gonna have. Let's go with you. Purple, historical fiction, yay. Okay, so for historical fiction, we are doing a subscription book box. Oh gosh, okay, so I got these 2 in subscription boxes, and I'm actually quite excited for both of these 2. They're both considered historical fiction. I do think that they're both also fantasy. And with all of them, I'm not 100% sure if it is a book that I'm going to honestly love. This one's heavier, so let's go with Incendiary. Pick number 6. Let's go with you. And we have red, contemporary, the last color, the last missing color is there. And with contemporary, we are doing from my wish list. Are you shitting me? Okay, hear me out. In theory, books from the traveling book project, I would consider on my wish list because I never bought them. I usually don't consider them on my wish list anymore as soon as they come into my home. But for this purpose, because that means I could pick either one of those, or let's see if we have something that for some reason I would want to prioritize even if I don't have it physically. Oh, wait. I think... Oh no. I can't actually. So... No, let's go with cheating and going with one of those two. Let's go with Concrete Rose. And pick number 7. No. And pick number 7 is another red, another contemporary. And we are doing Wildcard. Okay, Wildcard, cool. Let's just go with, we can either go with The Book of Cold Cases, which is a crime, true crime thriller thingy, I think, from the Once Upon a Book Club book, or Normal People. Let's just go with Normal People for now. I think this is pick number 8, right? And we haven't had a green yet. Let's go with you. Orange, fantasy. And we are doing super hyped for it. Okay, cool. Cool. Super hyped for it. Okay, hear me out. Fantasy that I'm hyped for is an easy pick because I have a lot of fantasy books physically in my bookshelf. And these are just some of my first picks that have, like, that are speaking to me. I do not really want to start a new series. And I kind of want to prioritize big, heavy books because packaging. I would love to read The Wise Man's Fear, but because this is like really a pocket-sized version, we're going to put that to the side for now. And then we have these beauties. These are short stories, right? I think. I just feel like I need to be really into the Red Queen again. And I definitely need to read Warstorm again because when I read it, I couldn't really grasp it. This is actually really beautifully done. But I don't think... I love this print. Wow. Is this like dark purple instead of printed black writing? I love that. There's a lot of like different styles and I really would enjoy this a lot. But also I think I need to brush up on the Red Queen and reading Warstorm. And I think that this is going to be a whole thing. So let's remove that one for now. This one would start a series, I believe, but it's only 2 books. Don't put it into the water. This one I think technically would start a series, but also not. I'm actually really hyped for this too. I hate that I waited so long already. You know, it's one of those books that you kind of want to pre-order and then you never get to it. But technically this is starting a book 2, but it's also 2 books. Then we have The Fires of Vengeance. Another pre-ordered book that I really wanted to get to, but this is a second in a series. And does this series go on for much longer? Or is this... Yeah, there's 4, although the 3rd and the 4th I think haven't been released yet, so this would actually catch me up. And then this one I have been given by a friend of mine. She really wants me to read this. and thinks that this is going to be absolutely a good book for me. And that is 4 books. So because this is 4 books, we'll remove that one. And we'll still have these. Removing this one because it's lighter. Now this is the heavier one, this is the progression one. Let's go with the progression. Next pick. Let's go with you. Come on. And we have yellow, Out of My Comfort Zone. Okay. Okay. So, less than 250 pages. Okay, we're not hitting Cassandra Clare with that one. We are going to go by number of pages and sort it upwards. It's this memoir non-fiction that could be considered. You know what? I know what we're going to choose for this. Here we go. So, hear me out. This is a book that I consider out of my comfort zone because this pushes me out of my comfort zone. Because I have some triggers with eating disorders, and I think that from what I understand, this book touches on eating disorder things. So this will definitely push me out of my comfort zone, even though this is technically a book that I'm quite hyped for and everything. But it's also below 200 pages and I am ready for it. And yeah, but it does fit the brief, I feel like. Okay, we're ready for green, aren't we? The yellow one over there was kind of smiling at me too. Let's see, the yellow one would have been red, and this one's purple. Cool. So another historical fiction. I don't think I have a lot of historical fiction in physical books. Most of my physical books, especially the hardcover ones that I want to reduce, are, I think most of them are fantasy. We are doing A Friend's 5 Stars again. Okay. I think we did say the 10,000 Doors of January or historical fiction, and I think I could have a friend that really liked this. Let's see. So I have an equal amount of people loving these 2 books or being torn about these books. I don't know which one I would like more. I see the chance for loving or hating either one of them. Let's go with Bridge of Clay because it's heavier. All right, let's go with you over here. I feel like we should be getting to a green and to the end. We're getting into the 2 digits of books that we want to read, and we have another yellow, Out of My Comfort Zone. Okay, and we are doing From My Top Shelf, Out of My Comfort Zone, From My Top Shelf. There's 2. So my top shelf is a shelf where I am displaying books, and I actually have to get rid of this card next because my top shelf is dissolving, literally. Well, dissolving, I don't know, but it's disappearing, literally. But I'm putting them there because I'm hyped for it, or because I like the cover or something. And I have 2 nonfiction and I have a 1 romance book. I've had this romance book on my TBR a couple of times now. I am super hyped for this one. This was recommended to me by somebody that I really admire, a really smart person. And this one is a big one, but I don't think that I'm going to be able to just read this. This is potentially a book that is going to become a van book that I'm just going to read 1 chapter every now and then in between books, but not something that I coherently read, because this is so like history. It's 1690. It's like history of African America, 1619 to 2019, and I don't think that I can just read it like front to back. Even though this one's the heaviest and I would love to pick this one, I'm going to pick between these 2. And I think we're going to give this one more try. And this one, it's your last shot. If I'm not going to read it, I'm going to unhaul this one. Okay, Pick number 12. Am I just waking up to the same thing? I don't know. And we have purple. So we are going with From the Top Shelf. What's historical fiction from my top shelf? I know that I have everything on my top shelf. Did I not restock historical fiction? Ugh, fudge. So the only thing on my top shelf that is also tagged historical fiction is Descendant of the Crane, which I'm actually quite excited about. We're going with you. Red, contemporary, that we can pick from. And we're doing Let a Friend Pick for you. So I do have a recommendation for this, but I'm cheating again. I'm going to push this into after I have moved into the van. Hold me to it. Hold me to it. Because it would be not a physical book and not something that I would be able to remove from my physical shelf. So we're picking another one, and I am going to do that in August. Have I read it? A contemporary from the Have I Read It pile. Okay, let's see what's on my... Concrete Rose is actually on there. Oh, this one's actually contemporary. I'm actually really looking forward to reading The End of the Day by Claire North. There's something about the prompt that is really intriguing. I think it's considered sci-fi / contemporary, but I'm really hyped for it in a way, and it's from my Have I Read It pile, and it's considered contemporary. Pick number 14. How is it possible that we still haven't picked green? Green! Yay! Finally! Finally! Okay. Let's see if we can pick a physical green. And we are doing published pre-2000. I don't think that's going to be possible, because the nature of having an arc pre-2000, I don't have an arc pre-2000, sorry. Actually, I might have one that's like republished from NetGalley, but I would have to read like 3 books in the series before that, and so I'm excluding them generally from my list until I have caught up. Cultural background other than my own. Okay, so I don't know much about these. Actually, I have a feeling that this one is going to be a cultural background other than my own. When 15-year-old Nathan discovers that his older brother Al has taken his own life, his whole world falls apart. Al was talented, Al was ambitious, Al was going places. So why did he do it? Am I wrong in suspecting it's UK, it's a different culture? I don't think that the other ones would necessarily cut it the same way, and we're going with All the Stars Were Burning Brightly. Okay. We're going with you. I just saw that this other one next to you is black. And you are green! Yes! The final one! Okay, let's see what we're gonna do. This pile is high! This pile is high! Okay. Lowest number of ratings on Goodreads. I think we're gonna have to go with a digital one for this one, because my physical arcs are a little bit older, so they already have a good number of ratings. The lowest number of ratings that I have on my Goodreads is Eating While Black, Food Shaming, and Race in America. This is supposed to be released in August 2022, and therefore it doesn't have many ratings yet, but I think we're gonna go with that one because we're not cheating every single prompt today. Okay, this is it for today. We have a huge number of books, like you can see most of them literally next to me, that we're attempting to read in June while getting my apartment and the van ready to move in, and I'm scared, but also I'm looking forward to reading quite a few of these books. I'm in the mood for some of them. Not all of them, but most of them. Yeah, I am. I'm really looking forward to these. So yeah. If you're still watching this, thank you for sticking around until the very end. Tell me, which of these books have you read? Which one, how did you like it? Which one of these have you not read yet but would love to get to? Tell me all your opinions about the books that I've chosen today. And I hope to see you again real soon. Until then, bye.
Just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving